It's called Being Blank, and I'm your host, Maria Cid Medina. Franco Finn, thanks so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure, as always. You know what? I'm excited to talk to you. I know you know a little bit about me already, but now we're going to just open up.
Dive right into
All
it.
of
We're
it.
going to talk about things that people maybe don't know about you.
Okay,
Okay, so
it.
you are really well known in the Bay Area and among Warrior fans as the hype man for the Warriors.
22 years, Maria.
What?
22 years
Wait,
as
how
the
old
hype
are
man.
you?
Only 27, so do the math. No, yeah, I started, you can do the math at home here, but I started when I was 25.
There's no way.
A young 25-year-old kid with the microphone in front of 20,000 fans, and it's changed my entire life. I mean, 22 seasons and counting. I never thought I would do anything for 2+ decades, Maria.
That's so crazy. Okay, so you're the hype man of the Warriors, but also I believe this is what I've read about you, that you are the only Filipino NBA announcer in the country.
Yes, and that's what I'm actually very proud of. Being the first and only right now. I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be the last one either. I really want to inspire more Filipinos, Asian Americans, folks that may not believe that they can do something like this. I mean, look, I'm not a good athlete, so I love basketball. So I found a job that is in the sport that I love, and I'm doing it in a different way. And the fact that I get to represent not only just being an individual and being myself, but for Filipino-Americans, Filipinos, Asian Americans in general, it's a huge thing on my shoulder that I really take it with me every day, because you never know who's watching. I mean, people watch the NBA all over the world. So you have kids from Asia all over, from Australia, Africa now. Like, the NBA is so global.
Right.
And they're tuning in to the feed that they're watching at the arena, at the Warriors. And that's what's cool. It's not, they don't have commercials. The commercials are what they see inside. So they'll see me do my contest, my promos, my pregame show. And I've had messages from people around the world. Like, this is where
That's so cool.
I make an impact. Like, there was this kid from some province or something in the Philippines, and he mimicked my starting lineup, and he was like a little mini me. He was probably like 7 or 8. Sent me some videos, and he goes, he's been watching you since he can remember.
That is so cute. So he was like studying you to mimic
to the
you.
cadence, like little Filipino boy. And
Wait, can you give us a little bit?
What?
Just a little example of
like,
what you do?
So I'll go like, my Stephen Curry, my whole cadence. He goes, make some noise for your Golden State Warriors, and then I do this whole cadence.
There's like some grit to that.
There's some grit. It has gotten rougher over the years too, because I didn't have this raspy kind of voice 20 years ago, but I put a lot of beating to it. And then I'm just like, and now, in his 16th year out of Davidson, number 30, Stephen Curry. And this kid mimicked everything in his little boy voice, like the cadence, the sound, and I could not believe that someone is actually watching and paying attention.
That's so cool.
So I knew I had a responsibility right then.
I mean, you're not only having fun, but you see that it's actually rewarding too, and you're inspiring.
It's a job that you love, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. It's something that, it's a commitment. It's 41 home games, all the community appearances. You're the ambassador. You are the face of the team without being the players, but you're in the community. You're the face of the fans. So community events, you're at the games, you're at court unveilings, you're at schools. You are more than just the game. You are the closest thing to these players like Steph Curry. And, these kids especially feel like they are just that one step closer when they get to meet me. That, oh my God, you got to touch Steph Curry. Well, no, I don't touch Steph Curry. I announce him, but like, you get to shake his hand. Of course. I've done events with him.
Okay, so how did you even land this job 22 years ago?
So this is the crazy story. Everyone's like, how the heck did you become a hype man for 20,000 for this long? Started in radio. So like this.
So this is familiar to you.
This is very familiar. I love it. As a matter of fact, it's funny. In 2002, I was sitting down just like this with Hilary Duff. Do you know who Hilary Duff?
What?
Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, that's like our generation.
It's our generation. She was the it girl. She was the triple threat. She had Lizzie McGuire. She was a singer, performer. She had an album. She was a movie star.
Yeah.
She came into my studio just like this. Interviewed her.
So wait, you were doing radio where? Here in San
Radio
Francisco?
Disney. Radio Disney.
Disney.
AM 1310 San
Where was
Francisco.
that at? In San Francisco?
Yeah. Home
Okay.
of the ABC building where Channel 7 KGO is, where KGO News Talk 810 Radio, KSFO, and then Radio Disney was the kids' pop station. The only pop music station at the time.
That's so cool.
NSYNC, Backstreet, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
The best era, the best generation
Boy
of
bands,
music.
girl bands. It was awesome. But we were the only station that actually played them. And nobody plays Lizzie McGuire, Hilary Duff on the FM dial. No, we did. So I had to sit down, and she goes, "Hey, Franco, you're the radio personality." My name was Freestyle Franco on Radio Disney, AM 1310. Your music, your way.
You still remember
Oh, yeah.
that?
I actually take it way back. For those who really followed Radio Disney, I had no idea. My boss named me the Prince of Prizes. I'm like, that's
What does
kind of
that
lame.
mean?
Because I was giving away like prizes on the air. Call 1-877 for all ears, and call you if you're the 10th caller. We'll give you 2 tickets to see NSYNC live in
the
concert.
Prince of Prizes doesn't really fit
It's so
you.
kiddie, and it was so bubblegummy, and I'm like, no. When the X Games came to San Francisco and we hosted it, I was like, freestyle. I could bust a freestyle back in my college days. You don't want to know about that, but I have a few, beers and drinks. I would just be loose, and I would freestyle, have fun, and people would call me, "It's Freestyle Franco, Freestyle Franco." And I said, X Games, Freestyle Franco, freestyle comp, anything goes. That's it.
So you rebranded yourself.
Rebranded.
And the radio was cool with it.
And they were cool. They were like, anything goes. I give out prizes with some style. I have a freestyle kind of attitude, which is anything carefree and very positive. And then Freestyle Franco was born. And so that's my radio name. That was one of my early names. And so when Hilary Duff was in my studio, she says, I have a concert in Oakland. It's my first tour. I would love to invite you in the station. You're the radio guy. Can Freestyle Franco open up for me? I'm like, what do you mean open up? Like, can you introduce me to 20,000 fans? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So that night.
Wait, so Hilary Duff meets you. She's on your radio show.
Yeah.
You guys connect, and she's like, hey, come over to my concert.
You're the radio station sponsor. You're the radio personality. Hype up the kids.
That's so
20,000
cool.
kids and
How is Hilary Duff in person, by the way?
She's the sweetest. She's
Really?
one of my favorites. It's funny. The Southern girls, I think she's from Texas. Even Britney's very sweet.
Oh, you met Britney Spears too?
She's very like, oh, hi, how are you? She's tiny, but she's part of a pop machine. Like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
I'm telling you, best generation of music.
But Disney was cranking out these superstars, right? They all came from the Mickey Mouse Club, this and that. They knew what to do. They were triple threats. They were attractive. They were singers, performers, movie stars. And so Hilary at the time was the hottest thing. Her tour was like one of the most sold out tours because the movie came out, the show was a hit. She was a star. And to open up for her, it's a funny story, but the funny thing, the kids that were backstage were the VP's kids of the Warriors. Because they were all like backstage waiting for Hilary.
Yeah, okay.
They saw me come off.
I see the connection.
You see, that's how it worked.
Okay.
So kids were the secret weapon here. So when they basically saw me backstage, they were like, did you just hype up for 20 minutes? It was 20 minutes, Maria, on live stage, like, I don't
Wait,
even
20
know.
minutes of
Hype. Just
getting the
mic.
crowd ready for Hilary
Yeah.
Duff to take the stage.
So I'll say, Oakland, are you ready for the hottest concert? Make some noise. All right, let's see. Let's get a roll call. 415, are you in the house? Who's louder now? 707, 65. I was making up anything and everything.
Wait, did they tell you had to fill 20 minutes, or
Yeah.
did you just do 20 minutes?
They said fill the opener before Hilary until we give you a thumbs up. You look for a thumbs up, and when that thumbs up goes, then you
Holy
you hit her
moly, I
hard.
would have been so tired.
You
after
imagine
5
like you're in front of
minutes.
there's lights on you. There were glow sticks in the air. I still remember this moment. I wish I have some footage. Some kid out there probably has video out there of that start 22 years ago, and it changed my life because the Warriors execs were back there, and they said, "We want you to work for us." I go, "To do what?"
So did you actually get a job offer on the spot
Pretty
that
much.
day? That's insane.
Yeah. They told me our first preseason game is next week. I want you to come here and show me what you can do. We need hosts to walk around the arena, do contests. They're the first to have MCs, hosts, walk around during a sporting event.
Yeah.
You have a PA announcer that does the starting lineups, 2 points for 3, and all that. They never had hosts. The Warriors were the first, so we were one of the first teams to do that. And the rest is history.
That's so crazy. Okay, but before radio,
Yeah.
I feel like you told me the story. You were going to be potentially the next Nick Cannon.
Oh, yeah, you have a good memory. Oh, we're digging. We're uncovering. Okay.
I want to hear this.
Everyone knows the.
I want people to hear this story.
I don't talk about this a lot, by the way. So you are getting kind of like a really good sneak peek here, by the way, on this program. No, it's actually true. It's funny because I was auditioning. I was young, I was 25. I don't know. I think Nick Cannon's about the same age, but his manager, he saw me at some showcase in Orlando. I did some event there, and he goes, "Man, you're good." He goes, "I have an African American host that's just like you. I need someone like you to be like him. Would you like to audition for some game shows?"
So Nick Cannon was already doing his thing.
He was doing Nickelodeon, and then he was just starting to blossom into kind of an adult host. He was kind of breaking that tween market and doing like adult stuff. And he was looking kind of for his next Nick Cannon. And I was like, I love game shows. I would love to do it. So I actually auditioned for a game show called Splat. It never lasted. It's like slime, splat. It's like game show stuff.
Like back in the day when Double Dare was
Double
super
Dare.
cool.
Same concept, but it was called Splat and it was in Orlando. And he was willing to represent me. And he goes, you got this job. Do you want to go to Orlando? And at the time, I was taking care of my mom. I really didn't want to leave. So that was an opportunity I passed up to be in Nickelodeon. I'd leave Disney, go to Nickelodeon. And who knows, I could have been the next Nick Cannon. But I'm glad I didn't because I took care of my family. And look where I am now. I'm home, not in Orlando. That a show that probably lasted, I think, a season or two.
Right.
I also rejected another job aside from that, and that was the Harlem Globetrotters. They wanted me to travel the world and the country. I had an offer letter from the Globetrotters because I auditioned in Phoenix. They saw me at an event, and they said, we'll fly to Phoenix. And then the Warriors asked me at the same time. And it was a tough decision. I said, do I travel the world at 25, see the world, like be an MC, the Globetrotters, everybody's known them? Or do I work for this team that is my team, and we weren't that good? And I took a risk with the team that wasn't that good.
I mean, you have seen this team grow to what it is today. It's insane.
That's what's crazy about the story because we weren't champions all the time.
Right.
The first 10 years prior to Steph Curry's arrival was probably the worst basketball you could probably ever see. No one knew the Warriors, not even our local fans. You would never see Warriors stuff on the street.
Were there seasons where you thought, this is going to be my last job? This is going to be my last season?
Like now? You mean today? Like thinking about 20
back, yeah. Thinking back on your career with them.
I remember someone told me once, they said, why are you going to work for the Warriors? They're not that good. They basically suck. Like, what kind of opportunity would you do this? I said, look, I'm in front of 20,000 fans every night. I'm in front of a camera live. I'm doing game contests, promos, this and that. Why not? This is great practice. Like, I don't care if they suck. This is my team. And if I listened to that guy, I wouldn't be here today. And I took a risk and I said, I have a feeling that this is going to open up doors. I didn't think championships, okay?
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, I don't think any Warrior fan ever thought we'd win 4 at this point. But that was all gravy. But it was really the opportunity to work for your home team, stay at home so I could take care of my family and my mom. And you know what? Everything happened. It was a gamble that I still look back today, and I think I was meant to be here. So.
It's such a crazy, wild ride that you've been on. So a lot of people are probably going to want me to ask you, what's Steph Curry like?
Oh, man. I'm not saying I'm one of the first to say that this guy was going to be a superstar. But, Maria, I'm telling you, like, when I saw this guy, when he was a rookie 16 years ago, I got to know him at All-Star. He was a very good shooter, undersized. And I interviewed his family. If you look back at some footage, Google it, I even look back, I'm like, gosh, what a horrible interview because I was still young and Steph Curry was young, but I interviewed his whole family at All-Star in I think it was Dallas. And I just knew he had a good foundation. Mm-hmm. Like this kid is going to be good. And I actually had a conversation. He was with Nike at the time. I was with his agent. We went to some parties and he goes, you know what? His agent goes, Steph is more than what you see. I know you don't really know about him, but this guy is genuine. He's a faithful man, a great husband, a great son. He's it. He's literally like a face of the NBA. And I was like, at first, this scrawny 6-something. Sorry, Steph, but you got that though. You know that. You know what I'm talking about. He knows about this interview.
Yeah, he's only 6'3", I think.
He's
right?
only
on
he's
paper. He's not that tall.
I'll give it to him. No.
Yeah, no. When you look at him, you're like, he's an NBA star.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he's undersized. Like,
yeah, right. And
he's
so
unassuming,
I've actually
right?
met him at a gala, and everything that you're saying is everything that I saw from
Yeah.
him. He is so quiet, so unassuming, super nice, and just
He's
authentically like very humble
He is.
and kind.
And that's the thing, like, and he's a global superstar now, but his work ethic, I could tell, like, he wants to be there. His practices, people come from all over to see his dribbles, his technique. He is the epitome of hard work, practice will pay off. You're undersized, you're scrawny, you have fragile ankle. He heard it all. Like, I couldn't believe that. A lot of people are like, you're gonna keep this guy? Like, apparently he was going to get traded also in the Monte Ellis like Milwaukee trade, which kind of propelled the championship. But they took Monte instead of Steph Curry, and Steph Curry stayed and then became our star. But I saw the potential in him, like even early in his All-Star when he was just a 1 year, 2 year. Mm-hmm. He just had a drive, and he wasn't like big like LeBron. He worked at it. He's just like your guy that says hard work pays off. What a great example. And on his tattoo, which I love, it says I can do all things. It's like excerpts from the Bible or something. Mm-hmm. But he put that as a tattoo, and I asked him, what does that mean? He goes, that's it. I can do all things. It doesn't matter this, and that. I'm going to outwork and out hustle everyone, and I can do it. I love that attitude.
Do you ever look around though when you're, the hype man, and you're like looking at all these athletes, and you're looking at all the celebrities and the, front row seats, and you're like, this is wild that this is my life.
It is. The aha moment was first NBA Finals. When we made it that far, I'm like, are you serious? This is like the championship. We have a shot at the Warriors that nobody in their wildest dreams thought. And that propelled it, and we got our first championship. And what's ironic about this, Maria, is my mom immigrated here in the 70s. 74, 75, the Warriors win their first championship. My mom watches them on TV, falls in love with basketball and the Warriors. And fast forward 40 years to the date, her only son wins a championship with the team that she saw 40 years when she immigrated here. It was so serendipitous. Like, we were the worst team for many years, and then we became champs. And then it was the Steph Curry era. The world was coming to our games. Like, I was on the sidelines, and I'm like, Australia, social blogger. Like, wait a minute. My space where I do my stand-up got so much smaller. And I go, oh, Franco, no, you only got a little corner because the world is here. Australia, there's
That's
Africa.
so cool.
Like,
literally, you have watched this team grow.
Evolve.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, I'm not a bandwagon fan. No. The hardest part about my job was to hype up a team that couldn't win. But that's why they brought hosts. Like, the game is on pause. Let's just throw a really cool contest. Anyone that scores over 100, you get free chalupas from Taco Bell. Like, that was like our promotions. People were excited.
You were the Prince of Prizes.
Prince of Prizes. And I love it to this day. But I tell you, All-Star 2 years ago was that aha moment where I was like, first off, I get selected as an All-Star. 20 years it took me to get an All-Star nod.
That's so cool.
Just it took a while. And being a first Asian and Filipino to do it, I went all out. I had like Filipino sneakers, like red, white, blue, yellow, representing. I was proud, and I had interviews in the Philippines, and I'm like, this is huge.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
It was special.
Yeah.
And then celebrities were on that row. And then that same year, I got invited to the FIBA World Cup in Manila, the motherland, like, where my family's from, to host the World Games for basketball, like Team USA, Canada, Slovenia. Like, it was the Olympics, and I was the celebrity, I guess, guest for the final round. That was all right. If something happened to me tomorrow, I did it. Championships and then coming back home.
That's so cool. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
You deserve all of that.
It was special.
I mean, if you talk about work, like hard work ethic, that is really what you are and what you've done.
Well, thank you. And I owe a lot to the culture because, I think Filipinos are very hardworking. They're adaptable. They're always, make the most out of any situation. Doesn't matter what it is. And I've always taken that with me. And I just think there's another generation of hopefully hype people, broadcasters, people like us that could do this. And I think it's now wide open. And that is the beauty, the legacy you leave behind. I want another Filipino hype man to take it to another level and say, remember that day? That was that one guy. Well, that's why I'm doing it today.
Following in Franco's steps.
I would love it. There you go. I got to pass the torch somehow. I can't do this forever.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your life, your family life, actually.
Yeah.
So you were talking about how your mom came here from the Philippines in the 70s, you said, right?
Yeah, 70s.
Tell me a little bit about your family life and your mom.
Well, really going back in a nutshell, I'm an only child. My parents, my mom was a doctor in the Philippines. My dad was, my real dad was a dentist. So, back then they set you up. It's like, oh, doctor, dentist, you should meet, right? You're successful.
Oh, they were like a matchmaker result?
Like set up, I feel like, right?
Okay.
But they, settled here and then they had me. My mom says I was the best thing that happened to her, but basically my real dad was not compatible with her, so they divorced early. And back then I was thinking about it to this day, Filipinos don't divorce. Like that's unheard of. And
right.
To say
back in the day. Oh, but I don't think divorce is even legal in the Philippines to this day.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the thing to do. So the fact that they divorce in America, that's a big statement saying, you know what? I'm not in love. I'm not happy with this. I'm gonna split. So I grew up with a single mom for most of my life. I had split households. My dad ended up going to the Philippines a lot back and forth. So I was really with my mom all the time. My mom fell in love literally 2 doors down. I live 2 doors down from here where we are. This is my house, but I have...
Wait, your mom fell in love with her neighbor, is what you're saying?
It's a romance thing that is so crazy, Maria, because I live 2 doors down from my house now.
The home that we're in right now, your childhood home, is 2 doors down.
My mom and I lived there, yes.
That is a crazy story.
And then my father, who was my stepfather, George Finn. That's how I got my last name, by the way. People are like, is that a stage name? No. It is my Irish
Finn is
stepfather.
not Filipino.
No. I'm a Filipino-American French-speaking guy with an Irish last name. They're like, oh, that's a stage name.
Oh, wait, that reminds me. You do speak French.
Je parle français, oui.
That's
J'ai
crazy.
étudié dans une école bilingue ici en San Francisco quand j'étais très petit. So basically,
I don't know what you're saying, but it
I went
sounds
to a
so cool.
school here when I was 5, when I was little, to a bilingual school. So benefits of an only child. But my parents still worked hard to make sure I had a private school. So I went to a French school. And then my dad, George Finn, who's passed, he paid for the rest of my private school. Went to Sacred Heart Cathedral, went to Santa Clara University. So I had a private education all the way through because my mom took a gamble, fell in love literally to her neighbor 2 doors down who lived in this house and said, this man loves us and he's gonna embrace you like his own son. He never had a kid. So I ended up getting everything.
And he embraced you because, you look at him as your dad.
He's my dad because I still haven't seen my dad 35 plus years ago, which is another story because I think I'd like to find him one day. So if anyone's watching, I'm really gonna search somewhere to find the complete circle because I think we all need to find our roots somehow. I wouldn't be here
Do you know where he's at?
I don't know. He's in the Philippines somewhere.
Okay.
I know I have an uncle in Hawaii. I'm actually ready. It's been 35 years, but I am also kind of a spitting image of my real father. He loved media. He loved all this stuff. And I think he always wanted me to be a performer. I have audition tapes when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old where I would perform. Like I became a ham to my family and he already saw that vision. My real dad, I don't know where he is, but I'd like to find him one day.
Do you think he even knows what you do?
I have a good feeling. And I'm pretty vocal about it right now because there's no way he doesn't know. Because if the Philippines knows who I am and he goes back and forth,
right.
The Bay Area knows. I've been on TV. I've been in front of thousands of people. I think he knows. And I think I've seen him a couple times at the corner of my eye, like many moons ago. So, I'd like to. I think it would complete me. My mom is okay with it. But my stepdad, who became my adopted dad, George Finn, that's how I got my name, he really helped me kind of grow into the person I am today because of the education, the values, and really the roof over our heads that you see today. Because if my mom didn't take a chance falling in love with the neighbor that she kind of barely knew, but she knew that they were a good, fit, like he was smitten. He loved the little Filipina girl over there. She's like, oh my gosh. Like, I set him up with their first date. I said, Diana Ross is playing next week. He's like,
wait,
oh.
You set them up?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 10. Because he was giving me rides to school, and he goes, what is your mother like? And I didn't know he was...
Okay, did you know you were like, oh, this guy likes my mom?
After he says, like, what does she like to say? I'm like, oh, wait, you're going to ask her on a date? Well, so if you're going to do it, maybe we'll take her to somewhere that she likes.
You are overprotective of your mom. You were cool with it.
He gave me a nice baseball autograph from the
so
Giants.
he was trying to
So
buy your love for a little bit?
I still have it to this day because it has, like, Willie Mays on it. Like, it is a value.
He's like, I'm going to give you this if you give me your mom.
Yeah. And I was like, deal. It's very true. And I took it, and I'm like, okay, she likes Diana Ross. She's playing at the Circle Star Theater in, I think it was Redwood City or whatever. And he took her out. And then after that, it was over. They got married in Lake Tahoe like a month later.
A month later?
But he's older, though. He was in his 50s.
That's still a really...
And my mom was, divorced and had a kid.
It's cool, like, getting married a month later, moving in together 2 weeks later. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Hey, it's a gamble. It worked one way or another,
leap
right?
Of faith.
It's
leap
a
of
leap of faith. But honestly, that was the best blessing ever. So Franco Finn was born that way.
That's so
it
crazy.
Okay,
wild. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about your mom? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things about being Filipino is that we will take care of our elders. We will
all the way to the end.
Always make sure that they're okay.
Right.
I don't know if a lot of people know this about you and your home life. Can you talk about how you take care of your mom?
I'm starting to, be honest with it because it's like, I feel like it's crazy when you're in spotlight, everyone's like, Franco, oh my God, you're on the biggest stage. But you dial it back. I'm a son. I'm a husband. I'm there. And so I take care of my mom. I'm her primary caretaker. We do have a caregiver that helps her out, but she lives with me. My dad, rest in peace, he said, just the one thing you got to do for me when I die on this planet, like, just take care of your mother for me. Because I did it for her till I died. He took his vows, till death do you part. And he did it till the day he died. Died in her arms, really. And my mom is so strong. She's paralyzed. She has stroke, cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, you name it. COVID survivor. Like, the woman's she's got it. Still can stand on her own, but she's fully dependent on me. But that was a decision I made even 25 years ago when I started in this business, that I'm not going to leave home because I knew my dad was taking care of her, but if they need me, I have to be here. And that's the values I think Filipinos bring. And I came back home after college. I'll be honest. Like, people are like, oh, I'm independent. I'm going to find a job. I went home, moved back here, saved some money, and I worked in media. So everything happened for a reason. And I feel, I just feel complete. You know what I mean? Like, it's, in the end, I'm a human being, and I don't turn my back on my mom. And there's no one else that's going to take care of her. And I don't have brothers and sisters. So I've fully embraced it. I still manage and juggle. It's tough to have a life like this when you're out about, you're at events, you travel, you do that, but we always get it done. And I have true faith that you do it because you love.
That's amazing, though. I don't know when I met you, I had no idea. I see the surface, the things that you do on stage, but diving deeper into who you are, I had no idea that you take care of your mom and you balance a marriage. I mean, you really have a big heart, Franco.
Oh, thank you, Maria. It's hard. Sometimes I'm like, God, can I just have like a normal job so I can come 9 to 5 and just be like, just normal hours? But I feel like I'm put on this planet for a reason. I want to inspire. I want to literally just tell people, like, you could be yourself. I've always been different, in that sense. I never committed to like this specific group in high school and this, like, I was always like the politician. I had these friends. You find good in anyone, even your enemies, believe it or not. I always give people chances. I'm just a nice guy because I feel like everyone has some value. And those are values my mom taught me. And it really, it still resonates to this day. They say, why you're so nice? Like, you get to do all these things. I go, yeah, I'm human just like you. I'm no different. I wear pants the same leg at a time. I brush my teeth. I do all this. I just happen to have a really crazy, unique job, but I'm still a human being in the end. And so that to me is my drive. I know that there's always more I can do. Yes, I could have lived in New York. I could have traveled the world. I still have done things, but I wouldn't regret anything because I know in the back of my mind, my heart, I did the right thing. I stayed here for my family, and that's the most honorable thing I could do. If I died tomorrow, I could say, I did this for my family.
You're home. You're home here with your family. I'm home here,
and I made the best of the situation.
I mean, you could be, you could have been Nick Cannon with 10, 11 kids.
That could have been true. I could have been with Mariah Carey. My wife jokes around because that's Back in the day, Hall Pass.
Really? Mariah Carey?
I'm revealing a lot, Maria. You're so good. You just uncover all the truths. I love it. I know Mariah Carey, but back in the day, man.
No, I mean, still, Mariah Carey's beautiful.
She's still beautiful.
Yeah.
I could have been Mr. Mariah Carey if I.
Oh, you really wanted to follow in Nick Cannon's steps.
Oh, I'll joke around, but it's true. I joined Mariah Carey's fan club in college.
Stop!
Yeah.
Wait, like where you have to call and they send you
Oh
something?
yeah, you send a thing, you get a CD, you get a T-shirt. I just like her music. Okay, I like her music.
Wait, what did you get as a fan club member?
You got like a record, like a little autograph thing, a little T-shirt. It's kind of funny, but I love her music. It's really like soothing to my.
Okay, now you're being creepy.
No,
Franco.
I know. No, okay. You don't have anybody that you like that. Okay, come on.
No,
what
I
artist
did.
likes this? Oh.
Justin Timberlake. Did you meet Justin Timberlake?
I've met him many times.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he was, but I was not part of a fan club. No, you know what though?
What's wrong with it?
But I was like in second grade. I was part of the New Kids on the Block fan club.
New Kids.
But I was in second grade.
And KOTB. It's
Yeah,
all good.
I was like 10.
But
how old were you when you were a fan of Mariah Carey's fan club?
Probably
like in
high
college?
School. High school.
That's a little creepy. Franco.
It started with Vision of Love, man. After that, no, her voice to me is like
she's
angelic.
gorgeous. Yes, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know, but
Okay, is there a celebrity you've met that because you've met so many that you've just fangirled over?
Aside from Mariah Carey shaking her hand.
Oh, you actually met
Mariah
Mariah Carey?
one time. I'm telling you, her hands were butter smooth. You know, she does this. Whatever her lotion is and her thing.
You're being creepy.
Oh no, it's so true. I shook her hand. I'm like, oh my god. I shook her hand and it was like, wow, this.
That's what
Are
money.
You butter?
Yeah.
No, it was like so soft. I'm like, she has probably the best skincare routines and humidifiers. She was cool. Okay, besides for that, now I'm creeping you out. Honestly, some of the celebrities, there's so many. Honestly.
I know there's so many. So I guess Mariah Carey is the answer.
Well,
were you speechless?
That was like, you want to say fanboying? Yeah, because I'm like, I never thought in my wildest dream I'd ever meet her.
Like Franco was speechless for the first time.
That was just, and I shook her hand, and I was done. Oh, it's an inside joke with my friends, Mariah Carey. You're gonna laugh because I've had cardboard cutouts when the Blockbuster Music had, her silhouette of the Number Ones album. I used it as a bodyguard in my dorm, and I would put the silhouette in front of my window so that they thought there was someone in the room. And Mariah Carey protected my house in college.
I hope she sees this or hears this.
Oh, and please, Mariah, and I'm not joking. I still have the half of it because it got ruined at the bottom. And I moved it through college. This is a true story. It's an inside joke thing, but it's hilarious. I still have the cardboard cutout.
He's the prince of prizes, by the way.
I would hoard all these.
He's
like
got a
record
prize
things.
for you.
I got a prize for you. It's worth something. It's got to be worth something. But no, I met a lot of celebrities. Al Gore was one, which was he was just such a brilliant guy. Even the new folks.
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Oh, I met Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Oh, that's like nothing to you.
Well, I mean, first off, they come to the Warrior games. So I met Prince.
That's crazy.
Beyonce. I've met so many people. A lot of celebrities. Food Chef Guy Fieri. The local guys like E40. Those guys. I remember Belle Biv DeVoe. I was like, this is the '90s back again. I've interviewed like Neil Diamond. Like that was kind of a weird one, but like my parents loved Neil Diamond. What's her name? Haley Steinfeld. Who's she with? Josh Allen, now the quarterback of the Bills. She's like a actress, superstar.
Oh, okay.
She's huge. She's like Taylor Swift's best friend.
Probably need to see a picture of her.
It's like younger generation.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus and Jonas Brothers together.
How are they?
Well, they were like little brats. They were little teens. That was one of the hottest tours. It was Jonas Brothers and Miley were the hottest pop concert.
Oh, this is like back in the day.
Back in the day.
Got it.
So it was early Miley. But she's actually very talented, and so are the Joe Bros. They were cool.
They can sing.
They are very talented.
Okay, so I have a few last questions for you.
Yeah.
What is the biggest misconception of Franco Finn?
That I'm always energetic. I am
Actually, my husband and I were talking about this. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Franco tired.
That's the ironic thing. When I'm really tired, I will say, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'm either 0 or 100. I mean, of course.
But you're always 100. So when are you 0?
To be honest, when I'm just chilling and on vacation and where vacation it's finally caught up to me, I would love a vacation just where I don't do anything on vacation. I think that's where I really realize oh my God, is this what it's like to chill? But I'm tired. And then I keep saying, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just telling myself that all the time. That's the only time that I'm really like that. And I absolutely...
When you actually get to sit down,
Yeah.
you finally realize you're tired.
And my wife could attest, when I'm tired and I don't want to do anything, I am really lazy. Like, I'm just like a log.
I feel like you deserve it. How many hours of sleep do you get on average a night?
On average, if I'm lucky to get 5, that's a good night.
That's insane,
Yeah,
Franco.
5 to 6. It's getting harder, though, I tell you. But I could survive. I used to be able to survive for 3. And I would still wake up the next morning, entertain those kids, be on the concerts, blah, blah, blah. But even the hype man needs a little bit of rest sometimes, especially when you've been doing it that long.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
But honestly, that's what I love. It's people buy the vial of energy that I bring. It's contagious. It's enthusiastic. I'm an extension of something, and I just want to bring it to life. And I've always done this, even since high school. You want to talk about the origins? I was literally doing this in high school, Maria. I was student body, student council, sophomore class president, spirit commissioner, rally guy. Well, here I am. I'm doing exactly what I was doing in high school and really haven't changed. I just do it professionally and, luckily get paid to do it.
Okay, so here's my last question for you. You're the hype man of the Warriors, super well known. What's next? Do you think about that?
That is a great question because after, almost a quarter century, what else can you do? I don't want to do this forever, but I feel like I have responsibility to go global. I think the international NBA, the league, needs someone like me to be an ambassador to the Philippines, China, Asia, wherever the world, to get people excited about basketball. That's one thing I know I can do. I haven't gotten there yet because I'm going to see how long Steph Curry's career is. I want to be calling the last game to say, for the last time, Dub Nation. It's going to be a sad one, by the way. We're all going to be sad. Yeah. It's like the Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryants of the world retiring. It's going to happen. And one day it's going to happen.
You want to be able to stay until that happens.
I want to see that. I don't know how many more after that. We'll see. I love the Warriors. I always will. But I think the world needs basketball and love. I want to open up camps in the Philippines. I want to do positive things.
Awesome.
That's what I want to do.
Before we go, can you close us out in Hype Man style?
Hype Man style. Okay, give me the name of the, what do you want me to say?
Being blank with Maria Cid.
All right,
whatever
here we go.
You want to say.
Make some noise! Being blank with Maria Cid. Are you ready? It's go time.
That was good.
There's a little grit there.
Thanks, Franco.
All right.
Yay.
How was that?